clock keeps ticking as the time flies by. So many times I've forgiven you. In my mind, my dreams keep haunting me. I get no sleep. I keep thinking I'm in too deep. The clock keeps ticking as the time flies by. I keep thinking that I won't survive, but my body won't let me drown. Still my mind is falling down. play your own game. Cover it up and let them know what you're thinking. I bet you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to get started once Chris decides to enter the stage.
Testing my mic. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Heard a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I'm sorry, am I backstage or on stage? I've got like two screens right now.
You're on stage.
Is it just you and me on stage?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's working then.
Is my video live?
No, TD, there won't be any video.
Okay.
You'll be in you pick a row. You can whisper to people next to you if they do that. Otherwise, you can come up on stage if you wish as well. You just have to go backstage and then click a button to go on stage. It's a bit of a process.
Got it. Mobile interface is sometimes not as clear. I'll figure it out.
No
But
worries.
this works.
Yeah, you're on the microphone right now.
Got
Bear
it.
in mind, you will block it if someone does wish to speak behind you.
Okay, I'm up here.
There you go.
Copy.
You managed it.
We'll get started. Anyone and everyone is free to join us on stage if you want to show your faces. But we will get started. So you can kick it off, Chris.
You want me to kick it off? All right.
Meeting post ETH Denver if you want to provide an update along with your.
I'm not going to do that yet because I get
Hold
the
on there,
most
Chief.
important things.
Hold on. I'll take this for you if you don't mind.
All right. So TD, today you are going to be doing the intro. Let everybody know why they're here. Thank you for that.
And thank you. Welcome, everyone. Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed dragons, thank you for gathering today, like we do every week in this illustrious hall of governance. And thank you to our valued community members and future Voyagers, listening or watching on YouTube. I am the Dragon King, and I stand before you today to proclaim why we are here and to share our mission voice as the word spreads throughout the realm. We're here to represent the community. We are an extension of the community. We are Voy, but more importantly, you are Voy. You are making blockchain work for everyone. We are solving the problems that have riddled other chains, and we are growing this from the ground up to be the best goddamn blockchain in the world, owned by the people, putting value into it, not just the fat cat, rich whales sitting high atop their peasants in their corner offices, although we appreciate them to some degree. There are 4 values that we hold dear in Voy. Those values are goodwill, integrity, collaboration, and intentionality. They're important to say, to let people know about, but it's also important that we embody these values and hold every community member accountable to them. That is the way we truly are able to separate ourselves from our competition. And I'm damn proud of that. Chris, back to you.
I'm damn proud of you. Thank you so much, TD. That was amazing. Thank you so much for coming up, and I now am looking for a volunteer for next week. This is very important that we all understand what the message is, why we're doing this, and can easily tell other people. So I expect one of you to volunteer. I'll be very mad if one of you don't. So just know somebody volunteer. But I want to build on that a little bit. Yes, all of the values are very important, but I do want to talk about one specifically this week because goodwill, integrity, the intentionality, and collaboration are all very important. Sorry, I went in the wrong order, Benny. It doesn't sound geeky anymore if I don't say it the right way. But the one I really want to actually highlight today is intentionality. Intentionality is doing things with purpose, doing things with intention, obviously. And it's so easy to do things for fun or, build things or do things because it's what it feels like, As a developer, I've built things as like hobby projects a long time. I've actually built companies before that solve problems that I didn't research beforehand. And that's honestly the wrong way to go things. Being intentional with your actions of what you're actually being problem solvers and actually putting effort out into the world that truly does make a difference is something that's very important for Voy. And because we're so small, we're so few resources. There's a limited amount of time and effort that have the ability to actually be pushed around. So make sure that when you are making your decisions, putting your effort towards Voy, you're doing it in a way that actually moves the needle, that actually is something that is needed, and not, just doing things for the sake of doing things. I want to highlight actually more than one person this week. I want to highlight the entire non-core team crew of Voyagers that went out to ETHDenver on their own dime, their own belief, their own passion, that wanting to actually spread the word of Voy. That is Haruf, Bagman, Scotty, Kieran, who flew all the way over from the UK, which is nuts to me. Shelly and even Ted showed up and spread the word a little bit. Didn't ask them to do it. Didn't tell them to do it. They did it because they wanted to, and they did a dang good job. They went out. They embodied the values. They spread the word. Scotty was a madman at the actual after events, bouncing between people, handing out the wallets. Was extremely impressive, like the effort that they put in. And I think it's very, very important for, me, of course, but all of you also to tell them you appreciate them putting the work in. They didn't have to. But because of them, it made ETHDenver exponentially better. So thank you to all of you. Some of you are in here. Some of you hopefully are watching the clip. You are appreciated. You are Voy, and in my opinion, more important than what the core team is. It's the first members, the first people in that see it, that understand it, that believe it, that spread the word, because it's what is needed to be done. So, wanted to highlight that. So all of you out there, if you see them, pass them in the halls or whatever, say thank you. I for one really do appreciate it. I think the entire core team does appreciate it as well. We were all out there. It was great to see you, but more so what is important is not only did you just come out to see us, but you came out and you were Voy and you spread the word. Every one of them wore pretty much a Voy t-shirt every single day. It was great. I hope to see at the next event, more people, more of you Voyagers to come out, or if there's events, might necessarily all of us come, but maybe one of us will. I'll tell you what events I'm coming to. It doesn't hurt to come. It's a really good time. They could probably tell you that it was a fun time spreading the word as well. So, thank you for all of that. It really makes me get up every day in the morning to do amazing things, or try to do amazing things at least with all of you. So, do you want me to talk about ETHDenver a little bit, Shanti? Is that what you said you wanted me to do?
If you want to, this is your section.
This is my time. So ETH Denver was great. My goal out there was to less be a shiller and really kind of meet new people, and more establish conversations and talk to people that I already knew to further the partnerships and or potentially kick off new ones. And I was extremely successful. Met with Kelly, Sean Ford, met with a bunch of other VCs that I've previously talked to before. Every single conversation was great. There was actually a conversation I had with one of the VCs that I was explaining the strategy and then the roadmap of Voy, and he said that it blew his mind how creative we were being on how to actually kick this off and really make a difference in a world where there's already a bunch of L1s. So it completely turned his mind around of why do we need another L1? He knows now. He believes it and really leaning in. So overall, great meetings. The other really big focus that I did while I was there was focus on interoperability. We need a way for assets to flow in and out of just Voy as much as we would love to be on our own little island. The future is multi-chain, and there are a lot of assets everywhere. So we want to make sure that we have a solid, trusted way to go multiple different places. And those conversations went well as well. So overall, boy, I'm excited. And yeah, I'm excited for right after this. We have Nautilus kicking back off again. It's, he's a one-man show, so be supportive of him and his work because he's putting in tons of effort. It's not perfect yet. It's not a polished diamond, but he is an amazing developer doing a lot of hard work. And so if you, when people are using it, they're going to start complaining because, something's going to pop up. Help people calm down with it. So I can't wait because I'm gonna start buying a bunch of NFTs myself. So we can't make sure this one can't go long is all I gotta say. So back to you, Shanti. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Henrik is going to come up and provide a brief announcement followed by further discussion later during the open discussion session.
Hey, thank you. So yeah, just a quick service announcement, and if we have time, we can discuss later. I'm sure the games will take up a lot of time today, but yesterday we had the push for a new update for a Node Runner and Relay Runner, participation node. And there were some discussions about, is it necessary, is it not necessary, and whatnot, and maybe it caught some people by surprise. The outcome of this, regardless of whether you think it was a good idea or bad idea to push for it, is that Wilder will be working on a, say, like software patch standards policy, and I will be helping him out, and hopefully we have something to present within the next within a week, maybe 2 weeks, but definitely something where people will be able to comment and we can all get a policy or a patch standard in place. So that was just a quick thing, and then if we have time, we can all discuss more later.
Yeah, I'd be happy if there's time afterwards, and it doesn't push into the NFT relaunch. Talk about exactly what happened, why it happened, and why the decisions we made us make those decisions. We're happy to.
Okay, thanks, Henrik. Okay, so now we are moving on to the proposal section. So if I can please have Coop come up for due diligence.
Coop back?
What?
Coop's back? That's amazing.
Since yesterday, since last week.
I missed you, sir.
But
if he figures out how to use this thing, that is.
Also, please post the link to your due diligence document in the chat. And to get on stage, click the 2 backstage and then from there to stage, or take the mic.
Oh, first step. One more step. Come on over to the stage, Goop. Come over to the stage.
You're in backstage right now.
My God.
There he goes.
Oh,
There he is.
oh my God. I did it. Oh, I'm sick. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I'm back. I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure can. Loud and clear.
Well, thank you guys for having me back. On a quick note, I know we're in a hurry. There's a lot of things to talk about, but I appreciate everybody's patience and, welcome me back. I'm back, and I think that has a lot to do with potentially Wilder and Chris. So thank you to both of you for not leading a revolution against me. I'm excited to do this. All right. So I haven't seen a lot of due diligence proposals, but I definitely looked into this. I discussed with web dev, and I saw all of the back and forth on Discord. So I think I have a good grip of this. Am I to share my screen, or am I just talking?
You can
So-
share, because I think that actually, or at least I cannot open your doc.
You probably can't, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. All right. So how do I share?
There's a button at the very bottom that says share.
Oh, that's wow. This is a fancy app. It's very clear. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to go, I think, to this. Okay, so this is just my impression. So let's see how this goes. So here's my screen right here. So are you guys seeing this? I imagine you do. Okay, cool. So I said overall, I get the sense that web dev is collaborative and will follow through on the milestones and take and incorporate feedback along the way. And to that point, he has added milestones as was suggested by the council, and these rewards are only paid once completed, once the work is completed and his work is open sourced. And governors must also agree that his work has been completed in a sufficient manner. Okay, so what I saw as the main council concerns were the UI UX and the milestone base. I talked about that. So the UI UX, there's 25 million assigned to that, and essentially, we must trust that he can complete that in a satisfactory way. But I'm excited to see what he comes up with. And like I say here, I almost added LOL at the end, but I thought that was unprofessional. But he's already come up with a fantastic name. I think that's a cool name. So maybe there's a creative dude in there. All right. So another concern was that there's a large token ask. And I was concerned about this as well. In the sense that much of the work much of the tokens that he's going to get is going to be given to him upon this proposal passing for work he's already done. And it does seem that there's a lot to be left desired with the UI and the UX, but it is, I believe, as far as I understand, the only way to swap tokens on Voy right now. So he has provided a fantastic service for everybody already. So maybe he deserves that, right? So yeah. So, and I also looked into the context of the token amounts, and it does seem reasonable for him to get 135 million tokens. And another concern was his ability to complete in a timely manner. And, like I just said, much of his work is already completed. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to doubt that he can't make the rest happen. Audit and security. Now, obviously, he's not going to get CertiK. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. That's a lot of money. But he's fully open sourcing everything. And there is he's allowed for, I think it was 7 days for the community to inspect it. And he vows to act quickly and collaboratively in the event of a bug or anything. So, and then I talk about this, and then I kind of touched on this earlier about how, Humble got 200 million tokens. There's a lot of, and we can look at that if we want, if I'm going to share my screen. But so in conclusion on that, I think WebDev was very responsive and clear in his communication with me. He was very responsive and clear with his communication on Discord. So it seems like somebody that is very invested in this. And I believe, as somebody new here, I believe it's very important that you have people that are very active, talented, and they should be rewarded for the work that they've done. So I'll definitely be voting for this. And And yeah, like I said, he seems highly motivated to provide a product the council and Voy community can be proud of. And it's also good because we know Humble will be coming soon, and Humble's ties to leadership. That there are other opportunities for other builders other than people that are highly connected. And then I was going to share just some of that context that he provided on Discord. I'm going to share this instead. So here he let us know about, the Shelly's NFT marketplace that we're all excited is going to go back live. It got about a similar amount of VIA. Like I said, the Humble AMM is getting 200, so significantly more. The Kibiscus wallet got a little bit more. The Block Explorer D13 about the same. So, what else did he do? Oh, and he also, so for everybody that is catching up on this, is so he'll be getting 75 million tokens for the work that he's already done, but he's also already done a lot. So you can already connect, you can already use Wallet Connect or Kibiscus wallet. You can create an ARC 200 token on the website. You can create a pool for any token. You can, there's a lot of things. You can go on to Discord and read all this if you want, but users can bring their pool account online. So liquidity providers earn block rewards. Users can add, remove liquidity. Users can swap. Users can see chart for pricing. Users can see swap transactions as well. You see this stuff. Users can create limit orders. Limit order actually gets triggered when the price on AMM changes, and UI, and there's priority orders with the best price, and older orders are filled first. UI UX is functional. Now we all want to see this to get beyond functional, and like I said, I think he'll do it in some way. That and if he doesn't get the further tokens. And he had a good back and forth with Lobo here, where he lets it. It's cool. It seems to be working pretty well, and it's a valuable service for everybody right now. Is there anything else you guys need from me? What am I leaving out for the next time that I do one of these?
You did a great job here, Coop. I think that's in web dev. If you're watching this, I hope you are. I'm sure you are, because I would be if I were you. A great job in the response and keeping it like a cool head. And I know that the first one was actually frustrating. I was frustrated too. The only feedback I have is 7 days is way too short for community feedback. I mean, we give 7 days for community feedback for proposals, and people don't do it. So actually 7 days for a developer to actually dive in and actually look at it. I would really like to extend that to more like bare minimum 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks, 21 days. But other than that, I think everything's great. Is there any chance that do you know if he'd be willing to extend that 7 days? Do you guys talk about that at all?
I actually didn't ask him about extending that, because it seemed from what I saw that people were satisfied with the 7 days. So I hadn't seen any pushback on that, and it didn't occur to me.
I will tell you right now, if it remains 7 days, it won't be done.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything in 7 days. So
right,
except show up. I don't even trim my mustache in 7 days. So
especially if there's like no like if it's a surprise of like when the 7 days starts, it's like, okay, I'm done, guys. Like, okay, well, it's gonna take 7 days for somebody to be like, okay, well, let me figure out how to do it. This is really my thought too. So overall, I think awesome. They came back. I think the only other comment I have is that Humbles is higher. If I remember correctly, it's because part of that is actually goes into community rewards too. It's actually giving back to the community, so it's not just building. But I could be remembering that wrong.
is this the part where I sing? What are we doing?
I think we all like applaud you and tell you how good looking you are.
Coop's good. All right, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you. And again, thank you guys for having me back.
Nobody had any comments? Like everyone's just going to go and vote for this thing?
I think we all hashed it out a lot in Discord and the last time for the due diligence process. I know we don't have Lobo here, who's our chief question asker today, so that might be part of it.
One thing that's actually, I think, what web dev really did well at, he reached out to the community or the governance team directly and be like, "Yo, okay, we're gonna do this." I think people like when I envisioned the governance committee in the first part, like when I first thought about it, I thought every proposal would do this to start. Be like, I'm gonna do a proposal. Wilder, I'm gonna do this. You're gonna be my champion. Let me explain it to you what it is. And this is kind of like what happened for the attempt 2, but I would say more proposers should do this ahead of time, where it's like, okay, don't wait for somebody to reach out to you. Reach out to Coop, reach out to TD, Lobo, and say, hey, I'm gonna do this proposal. This is what it's gonna be. How can I tweak this to make it more awesome? So just a thought.
And by the way, I definitely I was looking through the back and forth with Lobo and web dev, and my impression is that Lobo was pretty satisfied with his responses. But I don't speak for Lobo, obviously.
To clarify
Amazing.
on the Humble comparison, it used to be 225 and the incentives got pulled out. The team may want to give some of it back, but it wasn't part of the
so okay, never mind. We should probably go beat up Andrew for taking too much.
Andrew made a post in Discord, and if we have time in open discussion, he's gonna step up and give us an update, as well as if D13's here, he can let us know about the Block Explorer, which is we have a couple proposals that have elapsed that 4-month period that it'd be nice to get an update on. So if I
agree. But yeah, like I would ask, one of the things I would ask web dev is extend the 7 days to 21 days. That would make me feel a lot better. Will you please do that, web dev, from the bottom of my heart? Please. Please. All right. You're good, Coop. Nailed it. Back to you, Shanti, or Wilder, or whoever else wants to talk. Because I will if you guys don't.
I can definitely pick it up here. And just so everyone knows, there's going to be first evaluations going out for the Web3 Voyage educational content by Dragonfly. Please go in, read what he has there, leave your comments, but we'll be voting on that. The ARC-72 Marketplace Watcher by Foodie, and the extended and enhanced council incentives, which was delayed because of delegated voting, but we can still receive community review, get the first evaluation done. I don't know if it's going to go directly into due diligence, but it's something we're going to talk about in open discussion around developers and how we're going to find developers for the role. Shelly?
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. I just wanted to ask if I was, with my volunteering for the for championing taking on the DD for the for Foodie's proposal, was that heard or
Definitely.
okay.
I saw it. It just, as soon as the first evaluation is passed, that one's yours.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to check because I didn't get any confirmation, but that's all. Thank you.
Okay. The first thing to address is the extended node rewards that had passed last week. It was brought to my attention that the proposed splitting of new and old health rewards required dev work, which wasn't budgeted for in the proposal, and there isn't a streamlined way to make that happen by just changing a line of code, for example. It's more complex than that. So I've laid out essentially 2 paths, and this will be in the form of a second evaluation or a vote that will go to your email, but effectively taking the new and old health rewards out and just leaving it as a flat 10 million going onwards, or adding an additional budget. I suggest 15 to 25 million, so that will be the allotted amount that will go into reworking the current distribution system to allow for new and old health rewards. I once again don't know the specific cost to accomplish something like this, but I believe the original distribution script cost around 60 million via, if I'm remembering correctly, 50 to 60 million via. So I see this as an adjustment and it not requiring that full amount. So now would be a great time. If you do feel one way or another about the splitting of the new and old health rewards, please just step up, let the council hear your ideas on this. I can say personally, from what I understand, I think I will be voting against the new and old health rewards. I think it does make more sense to leave it 10 million flat going onwards, and we can avoid the extra work required.
I've got lots of feels about this. And it's not actually really concerning the block rewards. It's more about how we're viewing the block rewards. Right now, the way that I actually see it as block rewards is that it gives somebody the ability to step in and participate. Really, it doesn't even have to be that technical, and you can actually start being running a node, and it feels right, and it feels like you have ownership. I believe, even though that we have plenty, I mean, we have more nodes than most other blockchains, period, right now. But that's okay, because if people are coming in and they are running nodes, they're actually caring, they're not gaming the system like you, Wilder, you said that some people are, but actually coming in and participating. We need more, like, to the point where I'm actually considering running a marketing, like, referral code for users can actually get more people to run nodes. We all win when there's more people here. It feel like the people are like, oh, we're already here, we've been here for a long time, this is all ours. Like, the truth is if that's what the case is, we will only ever be small. Like, we will be bigger and better together, and the more people that come in, and honestly, like, right now, running nodes is the most I wouldn't say skillless, but the thing that anybody can come and do. I mean, Shanti is running a node and even a relay node, and I'm not going to lie to you, she doesn't really know much about computers herself. So, like, this gives the ability to come in and really participate as a user, as a community member, to do something. So even though we are very decentralized and we have lots of nodes, I don't want to take away that for new users.
I think that is I think the whole council echoes that, and I think we should definitely be encouraging new node runners to come in. And I personally view the 10 million amount for health rewards is still going to be a strong incentive, without getting into the certainly above break even, certainly a strong economic incentive outside of the great opportunity to snowball your rewards and take advantage of those block rewards. So once again,
Feel clear, I'm not talking about any type of value or anything of that sort.
Yeah,
I'm talking about being a part of the community.
Yes. Yeah. But just so people know, you can still look at that original proposal document to understand the math going into that, and to maybe touch on the relay node aspect of it. Didn't get any pushback from any of the relay runners. I think they're happy they got that 1 month with the boosted rewards, and they understand 125 is more reasonable. So we haven't seen anyone, for example, turn down relay nodes, and I know personally I've helped at least 3 other people apply to run a relay node. So there's still a lot of interest there and demand. I'd love to get Taco up. Just I want to make sure we get this segment completed, and then I'm going to get into some other stuff, including the NFT games. He's got a new mic. We tested it yesterday, so no more ear pain for that.
Can you guys hear me? All right, cool. Let me share my screen here. All right, everybody. Can you see my screen? All right, cool. Well, wish I could make you guys a little smaller, but we'll put you over here. Okay, I am Dustin. I gather community feedback for Voy, and I present to the committee once a month. So basically what I'm going to go over here is the community feedback for month number 3. We got positive feedback. Let's start here. The project and the team are very good. They work hard and are very humble. Humble slow. They do their job well. So good job. I'll be honest, we got a lot of positive feedback. Okay, you guys are doing a great job. Exciting to be early on a new chain. Running a node is cool. Engaging community. All right, constructive criticisms. Apps are very early, still a little hard to work, rough around the edges. Technical barrier to entry for newcomers. I'm very curious about the roadmap. Request roadmap, history, tokenomics, mobile support for wallets, easy onboarding videos explaining white paper, dApps, other resources similar to what Super Synapse is doing. How would this benefit the community? They will be more proactive about the project, would allow use of mobile phones, assist with onboarding, reduce technical barriers and scattered documents. We'll go on to this one. Have you had any issues or problems with Voy? Whenever I had any problems, the team helped immediately. Had an issue setting up the Swarm node, but got help and it's up and running. I've heard nothing but praise about the Swarm node. Just incredible onboarding experience. One line of code and then the rest prompts you to finish. Minor technical problems with the wallet compatibility since dApps aren't fully formed yet. Spent some time reading across different sites to gather info, was time consuming. All right, the summary, you guys. The project and team are competent and hardworking. Being early on a new chain is exciting and the community is engaging. However, the apps are still in early stages. There's a technical barrier for newcomers. Requests include a roadmap, history, tokenomics, mobile support for wallets, and easy onboarding videos. Minor technical issues, but the team was helpful in resolving them. I will move over to one other comment from Rach that I got on Discord. I told her she didn't have to write it over here twice. This is just basically NFT games feedback. So like a lot of people minted, and the biggest problem that people had was just user error where people would mint out on HighForge and use their Voy instead of Via. They didn't switch over. And at least 6 people that she knew of had this issue. And then finally, you know, after they drained their node, they switched over because they were having failed transactions. So they're like, oh, I don't have any Voy left. I need to switch over to Via. So that was kind of a bummer for people that had been, you know, doing their node for a while. But it's user error, really. It's really on the user. But we're in testnet here, so anyhow, you know, take it as it is. Clear rules with specific penalties are needed from the start regarding team minting. I know some people have had that problem. A lot of questions whether, you know, people not wanting to break the rules, which is good, you know. As far as I know, one team member minted with no penalty, not realizing it was against the rules. Once projects are sold out, it would be great if they're moved down HighForge to showcase still available projects at the top. Yeah, being able to mint for Voy and Via as 1-to-1 was a pain because currently it's like 2-to-1 Via for 1 Voy. Voy and Via are not equal right now, and having Voy as a default option when it was twice the price caused 6 different people that I'm aware of to accidentally mint in Voy. Rules that were designed purely to help accessibility of hyped projects. Example, 1 mint per person per project should have an expiry date of 24 hours. For some projects, accessibility isn't an issue, and allowing core supporters to step in later would be helpful. And the very last thing is, I think having an auto form into Google or Airtable from the very start of the games would be helpful too. Although you might have to sift through 100 of the marketplace should work comments this go around. So I guess maybe, you know, before the next games, summer games, once that gets down and official, maybe putting this form in there for people to put in feedback in a, because I guess that's really, it falls on me. I could have hit up Super Synapse, put it in the Discord, and I could have been like, here's Voy community feedback. And I'll probably do that for next month, put it right in there. It's a good idea. But other than that, let's go back to criticisms and let the committee here address some of this. Unfortunately, I couldn't get anybody here as a guest today. Everybody's working. It's tough on a Wednesday. Rachel really wanted to come, but she's on the other side of the world, so it's like 3 o'clock in the morning for her. And then other people are just, running their businesses or at jobs. So it's tough. I'm doing the best I can to get people here to address their concerns directly. Apps are very early, still a little hard to work, rough around the edges. Technical barrier for entry newcomers. I'm very curious about the roadmap. Does anybody want to address anything about this?
Yeah, I'll hop in for the first one around like roadmap tokenomics. I know it was kind of a compound question. If you go to voy.network, there's a website there where you can look up a white paper. You can see the what's planned for come mainnet, and I think addressing testnet right now, I can definitely understand frustration trying to understand when things are being launched. It's still what I'll say quite loose, and we are working with Benny. Like there's an Airtable being put together. I've also been having conversations with Super Synapse around better ways to read, such as a Voy ecosystem directory. So definitely heard. We are working towards solutions. And if you want to understand mainnet tokenomics, you can look on voy.network. And if you're looking for testnet tokenomics, Rach has a wonderful medium where she goes into explaining Voy and Via and what the expectations are coming the end of testnet. If I can, I'd like to just go through all of them that I heard, and then other council members can grab the mic and I'll step down. For new user onboarding or maybe a technical barrier to entry, definitely is a concern. Once again, I've worked with the directors and Super Synapse to try to find ways to encourage less technical users from joining Voy. I know the focus is to onboard technical users, but we want to have a big voice. We want to have an inclusive community. I personally feel one of the best ways to do this is through social media questing, where you don't need to run a node or invest in infrastructure to be able to earn Voy and Via. I also think the giveaways have worked to some extent to do that, but I think there's room here for a more permanent solution to onboard users consistently based on active participation. So you're still doing something. You're not just getting tokens for nothing effectively, but you don't need to be in a command line interface or using up your laptop resources to be able to get involved with the network. So once again, heard and we're working on it. Wallet for mobile is difficult. And this kind of touches into other issues, I'll call them, that we're having, where the developer community in Voy currently, they've all stepped up. Some of them, like Shelly, are shouldering a huge load right now, and we're reaching kind of the limitation, if you will, on the current dev pool talent. So I've been doing my best to reach out to others who think they can find developers who can build. I've personally reached out to DFly. I'm trying to get something going there, but no success yet. Like, I'm not saying they're coming. I'm doing what I can to try to reach out to developers who I think have good mobile wallets. I encourage anyone else watching this, if you have connections, please do the same. And there's still a bounty available for it. The first bounty applicant that we've had is Kibesis, and there is a workaround to get it working on mobile, but I completely agree. We want something mobile native, giving that DFly or Para experience to new members joining. And for the NFT games feedback, I completely hear it. It was my first time making this complex of a rule set. The scrutiny goes above what I'm used to with Algo Gems, as well as having the KPIs baked in and things being done automatically. So between the work of Benny and I both trying to fill this proposal out, I definitely recognize that there were things that weren't clear, and I'm happy to report, if you will, that we have had great success with allowing the NFT champions to steer the ship, make amendments where they think they should be, such as having Nautilus open tomorrow at 1, or today at 1 in 15 minutes. And I just want to thank Rach, has been an amazing voice here, Bogan as well. And just please keep sharing your thoughts, providing feedback, help us make the games better for everybody. And we definitely hear you and are very appreciative. So maybe if other council members want to add on that. But thank you, Taco, for collecting the feedback as well.
You guys have all done a great job. doing this for the very first time, it's hard. And the NFT games is an extreme success so far. I really do appreciate you telling everybody, Wilder, that it starts tomorrow, so I can go and swoop up all of the NFTs I want. That's very. I'll send you your via payment for that.
Great job, Dustin. I think unless I
Hey, thank you
missed a
guys
concern
very
there.
much for listening and just being accessible to the community. I know that I hear it all the time that it's unprecedented that the community is this accessible and that developers are this accessible, and the tokenomics are like unprecedented. So basically, you're breaking all the bounds. So good job, team. Keep it up. I can't wait for the feedback for next month after things go live today in 15 minutes. Congratulations, everybody. Have a good one.
Okay, we have a lot of stuff to cover, so I'm going to try to get through things quickly. To start off with, the NFT games. Last week, it was brought up by Shanti that potentially 9 weeks was too long of a period for the games to be live. In the interim, I've received feedback from other core team members that that may be an appropriate amount of time. To be clear, in the proposal, the date was March 1st to May 3rd. So now would be a great time for people who feel like 9 weeks is too long to voice their concern. And if this is a concern, this would move to a second evaluation where we would essentially vote to shorten or extend based on what the feedback is we get live in this meeting. So I think 9 weeks is appropriate. I'd love to hear other opinions on this.
I think it was that 12 weeks, which was too long. But yes, we can still discuss.
Cool. I think we.
Nobody has
yeah.
opinions. That's so full of opinions. Other times, where are you at?
I know we'd have a Lobo opinion if he was here. So greatly missed. We love having Lobo here. I'm seeing a lot of stuff in the chat saying 9 weeks seems good. 8 to 9 weeks is fine. Yeah, I think we can. It's not 12. It's definitely 9. May 3rd's the end date, and maybe to touch on what Taco said as well. I think it's going to make a lot of sense to have a post NFT games review forum so we can make a future NFT. Whoever does plan that future NFT games, make it a bigger success and let the community be heard. So let's move past this. We're not going to have a vote on this. It will remain at 9 weeks. And awesome. Thank you for that. That was a quick one to move past. I put out some documents by the directors. We had a vote yesterday to pass these. So it's not anything that is, one of them is something that's new, which comes down to proposal extensions. I drafted this document because I felt that it was wasteful of our resources to go through a full process just to extend essentially a weekly reward. Scotty is the best example of this. It didn't make sense, in my opinion, to go through a full due diligence process just to extend a proposal. So what I've outlined in the proposal extensions is that a person who is in a proposal actively calls for a extension. A director then essentially champions it or approves it. It then goes to a council vote, and similar to a second evaluation, all the council, to be clear, not just the director, all the council will vote to extend it. And the rules are you can't ask for more than what was in the original proposal. You're not changing the amount that was in the original proposal. This is a true extension, and this bypasses us having to distribute another full token allotment for first eval due diligence and speeds up the process considerably. So that's where I'm coming from with it. If you feel like this was a mistake or you want to see changes to this, please join us in the directors meeting. And once again, the directors made this decision because no tokens are involved in this decision, and the directors didn't give themselves the power in this to award tokens. I want to be very clear. We don't want to overstep, and please, if you do feel like this, if there are errors here or things should be changed, drop it in the Gov discussion. Things can be changed, and at this point, no one has applied for it, though I will be encouraging Scotty to go through this process to get an extension when his 21 weeks are up, which I believe is getting pretty close. The next thing that the directors passed was competing proposals for a single role. This one doesn't really have any big rule changes in it. It was based all off what Zyphoid accomplished, and it just outlines that when there's two proposals like the track due diligence that was done, they're not split up. One person handles both. It's more efficient, and that the analysis is focused on being comparative, providing pros and cons so that we can all make an informed decision. Congratulations to Rachel for getting the win there, and I think Zyphoid's comparative analysis and his due diligence led to everyone being able to make a clear decision here. So nothing really a big change there, more just providing an outline for people who are doing this in the future. And I move that and other rules and guidelines that don't have to do with tokens. They are still in the proposal folder, but I added a 7. They're labeled 1 through 6. I added 7, which is called rules to guideline, and that's where I pulled out all the proposals that were in the past proposals area into this folder, so it's a lot easier to read, and you don't need to sort of search through the 20 plus proposals that have passed to be able to read the ones that are purely about rules and guidelines. So once again, go in there, you can review them all. It includes tier-based proposals, council rules and guidelines, and it's all there, a lot easier to read. Okay, 1251. I don't want to maybe go through the entire delegated voting system document, but I made the bounty. It uses logarithmic voting, and it has a exponential decrease. So there's some pretty graphs in there. Please go and take a look at this. And importantly, what it does is it dramatically reduces the voting weight of someone who gets an extreme amount of tokens. It's in no way linear. It's an exponential decrease, and I believe that fully captured what we talked about in the meeting 2 meetings ago, where people would be able to delegate votes to council members, and Wales wouldn't be able to create an imbalance. So please go and read it. I did my best to make that, and I really need community feedback to make it better. Thank you, Scotty and Benny, for the documents you provided. They helped me in making this document.
Hey, Wilder. This one I would appreciate if I could work with you on this one, and you can put my name on it just so that Lobo doesn't yell at us for sneaky whatever. Yeah. I haven't worked on it with him yet, everybody, so that's why my name's on it, but I would like to work on it with him. So
okay, I welcome that, appreciate that, and we will get on that. And I think once I've worked on it with Chris and we have more time in a meeting, I can go through a presentation of it as well, just to keep everybody informed. On that note, right now we don't have developers to do this, as well as other mainnet priorities. So we are looking for developers to be able to do this, and smart contract staking come mainnet, which are 2 important pieces of reaching mainnet successfully. So these are what I'll say high priority. So if you're listening to this and you have the ability to make this, please reach out, please get involved. And if you think in the council that these token amounts are too small and that's why people aren't interested, let me know. I'm personally of the opinion that we just don't have enough devs, and if there was a dev, they would be willing to take this on at the value that's being offered for them. But please, that's also welcome feedback. If I'm just putting numbers to these, which I see from previous proposals that I think make sense. So once again, please comment. Lobo's been extremely active in this regard to help me dial things in. So
this one actually is going to be a fun thing to develop. That being said, it's going to be, I think it's going to be more about all of the ways that the way that I see it actually working is that it will be built into the current node system. So Voice Swarm and also Ost one click. So this almost is like a modification of the existing system. We just need to figure out. So like I would say let's get Henrik together and then get Ost together, and it should be a very simple process of like when the signing is happening, let's add a note to it. And then the only other thing, this is like a strong bow thing. where it's like, okay, well, you're already doing the like the querying about the nodes and how much keys are left. Let's just look at another field, and it shouldn't be that hard thing to do. It's just going to be involving a lot of different developers.
Awesome. And I would love to be involved in that and help coordinate that. So you'll probably see that in the form of a thread in the developer chat, or maybe it all will happen in the forum. But once again, everyone will be able to see it and participate. Sorry for talking so quickly. I'm trying to get everything done before 1.
5 minutes, sir. You have 5 minutes.
This one's important and it's not on the agenda. And I'm sorry to leave it for the last 5 minutes, but I was reached out to this week by someone who is interested in joining the council. So I would ask them to come and grab the mic. They definitely have my sponsor or my support to join the council. So Super Synapse, if you could please take the mic and
That guy.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Too quiet. Crank it up.
We believe in you, Super Synapse. You can get it done. Oh, do one more thing. Okay, hopefully we have time to let him speak before the end of the meeting. I just wanted to mention the extended and enhanced council incentives. It is going to first eval, but we won't necessarily assign a due diligence member to this just because we want delegated voting to pass before this. That being said, council incentives end April 1st, so we're getting close to the wire with this. This may be an example of where we do an extension if we can't get something like this passed. I'm of the
Synapse
opinion.
has my endorsement.
Okay. Yeah, I personally can attest to Super Synapse as well. He's been extremely helpful. Many hours have been spent in conversations. He's joined directors' meetings voluntarily. So I think what we'll see is a second evaluation go out, and yes or no if you'd like Super Synapse to join us in the council. And for other people listening to this, reach out to other council members for a sponsor so they can bring you to the meeting for a vote to add you.
Yeah, I would. I will pitch for him since he's not available right now because he doesn't know how to work mics, which is a joke because this is all he does. But I will pitch for him. He's been extremely supportive about. He's one of. I mean, last week he won the one of the rewards of actually embodying what Voy is. He's gone up above and beyond to really bring in the new users. He's launched a NFT collection. He's created many videos. He's watched many of these. He's if he is not a good fit, I don't know who he is. Who is?
Well said. Okay. Maybe if people have comments, and Super Synapse, you can step down from the mic. I think we covered everything, and I think if you want to learn more about the severity and how we're handling it, get involved in the Discord chat where Henrik has been going back and forth. I just want to echo that the decision that we made and the emergency meeting that we called. Thank you for those who participated, and this came from a very reliable source. From what I understand, the CTO of Elgrand reached out about this. So in my opinion, it wasn't an overreaction, but we hear you, and there will be guidelines in place that I'll work with Henrik on.
Amazing. I'm going to go buy some NFTs. Thank you, everybody. I'll talk to you all later.
See everybody.
Bye-bye.